we've got a opening scene which is absolutely dynamite with a girl that was legitimately named Debbie, but I changed her name to Gloria to kind of fit with one of Laura Branigan's songs. And there was a club here in Atlanta named the Agora Ballroom, and Debbie held that place up one night. Little backstory on it. There was a guy here in Atlanta, actually in Powder Springs. I can't recall the guy's name, but he was a soldier of fortune. Mitch Warbell, that was his name, Mitch Warbell. Mitch designed and invented the Mac-10. I made the mistake of introducing him to Debbie. Debbie, being the consummate hustler, got Mike to trade out a Mac-10. Well, she needed a machine gun, like somebody that's on fire needs fire. And she held up the Agora Ballroom and would have gotten away clean, but she walked in and it was a off-duty cop on duty, working extra job. And she walked up behind him and put the muzzle of the Mac-10 behind his ear. And she said, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt anybody in here, but I want you to get me into the counting room. And I know there's a password. There's a pass knock. And if you give them the knock, alerting them that there's a holdup, she said, I'll kill you. So he goes, I guess he was figuring, okay, at $12 an hour, I'm not going to run this kind of risk. So he goes to the door, knocks on the door. They open the door. Debbie gets all the money in a duffel bag and heads out. Up to that point, she was in good shape, but she made an executive decision. There were cash registers lined around the room. Debbie, with that executive decision, decides to clean out the cash registers. That was her mistake. By the time she gets to the front door, of course, there was a silent alarm. Debbie had pulled the phone out of the wall, but she didn't understand about silent alarms. They were on a separate line, a clean line. When she gets to the front door, what do you call them? The squad, tactical squad. Anyway, they were waiting on her, and that's how she got busted. What we were facing was there was no bond, and that's hard to overcome because you've got no number to work with. Even if something as absurd as $1 trillion is better than no bond at all. At least you've got a number. Then you can judge shop. You go to a judge and say, this seems excessive to me. Can you knock that down? They'll say, well, sure. And so you keep knocking it down. But there was no bond. Long story short, I got it in front of a Superior Court judge named Charlie, no last name. And Charlie loved good-looking women with long blonde hair. Well, that was Debbie. Probably one of the best cases of lawyering in the world. Debbie did not serve any time whatsoever. She pulled 5 years probation, but that did not affect her hooking job. So that was how that turned out. Debbie lives on the Gulf Coast now, but that's how that turned out. But I did manage to talk her out of armed robbery. Debbie should have been a Navy SEAL because she lived off of adrenaline. And once she got that firearm from Warbell, she started out little baby steps. She hit 2 or 3 convenience stores, like 7-Eleven. She got away with them. Then she got more bold. Had she not gotten busted for the Agora, she would have probably gone on and tried to hit a bank.